Now this is a Saturday matinee. We come to you from St. Croix Lutheran Academy for what should be a run-and-gun shootout edition of high school girls basketball. The Cambridge-Isanti Blue Jackets battle the St. Croix Lutheran Academy Crusaders. Cambridge-Isanti has one of the top 10 scorers in the state. St. Croix Lutheran has one of the top three-point shooters in the state. Greetings, everyone. I'm Mike Peden, joined by Alex Nagel. Alex, this is a fun inter-class showdown. Between the two teams, St. Croix Lutheran probably has the better prospects of making a deep run in the state tournament, but both sides have plenty of dynamic scores.
Oh, I tell you what, they sure do, Mike. And, here's the thing. As we edge closer and closer to the end of the regular season, with sectionals looming not far ahead, this is a chance for both teams to make a big show in their respective sections.
It certainly is. We'll start with the visitors, Cambridge-Isanti. The driving force, Mikayla Aumer, 10th in the state in scoring. She has 5 30-point games to her credit. Taking over the point guard position this year after their starting point guard suffered an injury, so Aumer's had to do a little bit of retooling, a little more distributing than she's used to. That being said, she has done a terrific job, and that is why she will continue to play D1 basketball in North Dakota.
I tell you what, she's the whole package. She's really fun to watch, and I'm excited to have an opportunity to watch her do her stuff today.
As you know, of course, basketball a team sport. Helping her down low are a pair of twins, the Wiltrouts, Evelyn and Maraya. Maraya handles the interior more often. Evelyn handles the perimeter, but both can go off for double-doubles. And that kind of inside-outside presence has helped Cambridge-Isanti to a 12-5 record.
Well, I tell you, that sister duo, they get double-doubles regularly, so they're going to be really tough to contain. If they can do both ends on the floor here today, I tell you what, they're going to be tough to beat.
On the other end, St. Croix Lutheran, in their first year in Class 2A, they reached the 3A state tournament last year, and there's a good chance they could get back to the big dance. A big reason for that, the sophomore, Laura Hauge, averaging over 20 a game, third in the state in three-point field goals. This kid can light it up from the outside.
Well, I tell you what, she's just a terror from three-point land. And if she starts clicking today, look out.
And she got a big boost with the arrival of the Washingtons, especially Zoey. You may remember Zoey from her years at Matamidi. She's averaging 16 points per game and gives Laura Hauge a terrific companion to help her out.
Yeah, it really does. And, that's what makes this team so fun to watch. And like I said, I really have to thank you for taking me out of my comfort zone to give me a chance to watch this today.
And we can't go any further without mentioning that Alex's Los Angeles Rams are back in the Super Bowl. That's why he's got the Rams gear. They'll play a week from tomorrow. No Super Bowl to be decided today, but a fun contest awaits us. Stick around. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves. Holloman, good if it goes. Yes! Game winners. James, she's in trouble. Finds James, toss shot! It goes in! And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching. And we rejoin you at St. Croix Lutheran Academy in West St. Paul. I've been out here a few times when I was on the Town Square TV payroll. Alex, it's not one of the biggest gyms, but today it's host to one of the biggest matchups.
Yep.
The starters are being introduced. Cambridge-Isanti 12-5, St. Croix Lutheran 16-2. And looking at the two teams, Cambridge-Isanti, they have an upcoming rematch with Becker. They got a big win over Chisago Lakes earlier this season. St. Croix Lutheran, they started the season with a smash, and they have not looked back, beating Mountain Iron Buell to start the season. Lost a tough one with De La Salle, but they have wins over Hill Murray, Southwest Christian, lost another one to Goodhue. They also have a game with Hudson coming up. No matchups with Minnehaha scheduled, so we'll see how that plays out. But the St. Croix Lutheran team, they surprised us once before. They could do so again. Here's the starters for you. Cambridge-Isanti, the visitors, they will start Mikayla Aumer, the North Dakota commit, number 1. Ayana Knight, number 3. Evelyn Wiltrout, number 22. Croix Vavra, number 33. And Maraya Wiltrout, number 35. St. Croix Lutheran will start Laura Hauge, number 5. Ella Avery, number 15. Zoey Washington, the Matamidi transfer, number 20. Callie Oakland, number 25. And Maya Penn, number 32. Oakland and Penn, both 8th graders. Alex, you were noting this before the game. St. Croix Lutheran, they have a history of putting in their young guns.
Yeah, this may pay dividends for them not only today, but down the road as well.
Zoey Washington has already committed to play at St. Thomas in a couple of years. And we're underway. St. Croix Lutheran wearing the red, Cambridge-Isanti wearing the white. This game originally scheduled for December 10th. A snowstorm led to a postponement, and instead we get a Saturday matinee, but it should be a fun one. Here's one of the 8th graders, Maya Penn. She'll back off. Laura Hauge, 3-ball, corner pocket.
Right off the bat, Hauge showing her stuff.
Hauge, 41.1% from three-point range. 67 triples, good for 3rd in the state. Mikayla Aumer slices through the lane and gets the Blue Jackets on the board.
Okay, Aumer just so strong. Strong move there for the layup as well.
Aumer, not only does she have talent, she got to learn a lot last summer playing alongside the Metro Stars as Laura Hauge is sizzling from the corner. 2 threes already. Hauge hit 8 triples earlier this season in a game against St. Agnes. Jump ball.
I tell you what, Cambridge-Isanti is going to have to make some adjustments on defense. They can't afford to let Hauge have open looks like that.
Croix Vavra open down low, hauls in the feed, and scores. This is Ella Avery. The kick out. Penn wants a 3. Rebound, Evelyn Wiltrout. Evelyn with 3 double-doubles, Maraya with 4. They are twins, Maraya the older one by a minute. Evelyn almost lost the rock, keeps it, goes up, gets her own rebound. The kick out to Knight for 3. A little strong, and dead ball rebound to the Crusaders. I was going to finish up on Aumer, Alex. She played in the Metro Stars 2022 3 SSB team last spring and summer, so she got to play alongside most of the Hopkins kids, Amaya Battle, Nunu Agara, among them, Kelly Boyle and Taylor Woodson. Laura Hauge, not afraid to shoot that thing, is she? Aumer tonight. Series of skips. Evelyn Wiltrout can't hit the 3. Look out. Not a lot of space in this gym along the baselines. Here's Zoey Washington. Finds a cutting Penn for 2.
Great recognition there.
Maya Penn gets on the board. Aumer doubled. Tough break. Zoey Washington had her pin, but she gets hit with a foul.
I tell you, the Crusaders, just from getting a glimpse of them here this afternoon, they can really apply the locks on defense.
This is a team that went to seed in 3A last year. There's Zoey Washington staying with it on defense, and it will give her a clear lane to the bucket. Washington averaging close to 4 assists and over 3 steals. High-low play for Cambridge-Isanti. Croix Vavra scores the layup. 10-6 the score. Crusaders leading the Blue Jackets.
And Aumer trying to keep close tabs on Hauge out there. And
Avery, fake to drive inside. Another jump ball this time. The arrow favors the Crusaders. St. Croix Lutheran, as you know, or some of you know anyway, they have housing here because they host several international students. And how about that play? Quick curl, and Laura Hauge, I guess she can hit 2-pointers as well. Aumer. Denied. That's Callie Oakland, one of the 2 8th graders, who gets credit for the block. Oakland leading the team in that category. Not bad for an 8th grader.
I tell you what, that's pretty good.
High lob. Washington with the tip, Penn with the steal. St. Croix Lutheran settling down.
Look out.
Skip to Hauge for 3. Avery with the O board, but her pass was soft. Aumer with a full head of steam. She'll shoot 2.
Just missed on the 3-point opportunity there. Smart defensive play there by Mikayla Aumer.
Aumer, 23.7 a game. 10th in the state. Outside of basketball, she likes to ride horses, and she also loves to paint.
Oh.
I've come across a lot of painters this year.
She got a bit of artistry in her, both on and off the court.
Knocks down both free throws. That makes it 12-8. St. Croix Lutheran with the advantage. Here's Penn with a little stutter step. The skip to Oakland. Her baseline jumper is long.
Well, good recovery here by Cambridge-Isanti. Just like that, I jinxed it.
Avery with the bounce pass. Washington couldn't catch up in time. Right idea. Washington was just a step behind, and Cambridge-Isanti catches a break.
But I was just going to say, after that strong start by St. Croix Lutheran, particularly Laura Hauge with her 3-point shooting, it's been a nice recovery here by Cambridge-Isanti so far, getting back within striking distance.
They're not out of this yet. 3 off the mark from number 5, Haley Jurdy. And Cambridge-Isanti, they have some history as well. They got to the state tournament back in 2020. Penn. Not the cleanest of bounce passes, but Zoey Washington was bumped. She'll draw the foul.
Jacket foul on number 22, Evelyn and Wiltrout, her first, team's first.
Once again, Aumer keeping close tabs on Hauge. Now Hauge trying to switch. And Alex, St. Croix Lutheran, we've seen him a couple of possessions, right idea on the passing routes, but the target is a half step behind.
Yep.
Wiltrout, nice move. Evelyn Wiltrout faked the three, got a defender to fall for it, and that set up a runner in the lane. That is the first bucket for Evelyn Wiltrout.
Tell you what, using that 6-foot frame, she's awfully hard to stop when she makes that drive into the lane.
Aumer intercepts the entry pass. Wiltrout, no good. Rebound, no putback. The Wiltrout twins couldn't finish there. And it remains 12-10. Hauge again, bullseye.
I tell you what, for just a sophomore, Mike, she shoots just so incredibly well. I mean, she's so confident, and her form is so good.
Just a sophomore, but plenty of experience. Aumer with the side fade. And St. Croix Lutheran will let it bounce for a dead ball rebound. Laura Hauge, if my memory is correct, and it usually is, not always, but Hauge has played varsity since 8th grade. So she has a lot of experience, a lot of know-how. And remember, she has a state tournament appearance to her credit in 3A. The Crusaders in 2A this year, Minnehaha is their toughest competitor in 4AA. Aumer tried to step into the three.
Behind.
That was Maya Penn with the rejection. Avery wants to hook up with Hauge. Thought about it. Sinks it.
Just like that, it's an 8-point spread again.
4 3-pointers for Laura Hauge, and that time she hesitated. I thought that was going to spell trouble, but Laura Hauge confident in her stroke. Jurdy. Aumer, Penn closely guarding her. Jurdy from the corner, no good. Hauge with the step through, you bet. And
we're just getting to the halfway point, and already I'm just wowed by how good Laura Hauge really is.
Laura Hauge has amassed 16 points in 8.5 minutes. In addition to basketball, Hauge also reached state in golf last year. Her favorite movies are Mean Girls and Toy Story 4, and in fact, a lot of Crusaders are big Toy Story fans. And several of them have different entries. Zoey Washington, her favorite was Toy Story 3, Ella Avery, Toy Story 2, and Isla Little, a fan of the original Toy Story.
Yeah.
That is amusing.
Yeah, really. I'm glad Mean Girls got in there, though. That's good.
I will say this on the part of Hauge, since Toy Story 4 is her favorite, that was the first film I have ever seen, I should say the first G-rated film, where I was crying from laughing so hard. If you're wondering how that could happen, watch the plush rush scene. Hauge will understand the reference, and I imagine if you're a Toy Story fan, the rest of you will as well. I never thought I would tear up, and I'm in the theaters when I watched it, and so I'm trying not to burst out laughing and cause a distraction, and so I'm holding it, and all of a sudden I feel tears coming down my face. Well, the Toy Story franchise, one of the strongest in cinema. Cambridge-Isanti hoping to make a sting here.
Well, right now, Mike, this Cambridge-Isanti team has some work to do, down 10 here about the midway point of this first half.
And I've noticed the difference between the two. Mikayla Aumer having some difficulty getting open. Laura Hauge finding herself open in the corner. That time Aumer will get the dime, and Evelyn Wiltrout will hit the baseline jumper. That could help. But overall, Laura Hauge agile enough to get herself open.
And that was a much-needed basket for the Blue Jackets by Evelyn Wiltrout.
Hauge, side fade. Was able to beat Aumer on the fake, but the Crusaders get the O board. Hauge will try to use that first step again. Ran into a wall on the switch. Gets out of trouble. Washington feeds it to Oakland. Ellie Davis with the rebound. Aumer for three. Looks strong. But Maraya is there for the O board. Jurdy fires off the back iron. Aumer gets another one and draws the foul on Haley Orvik.
Good strong move by Aumer there, getting the contact. And a trip to the charity line here to draw the Blue Jackets even closer.
Aumer has scored 11 or more in every game this season, 5 games with 30 or more, including back-to-back 30-point efforts to start the season. She also logged a double-double in the win over Duluth East, picking up 10 assists. But the difference is, thus far, her production limited to 1 field goal. Hauge, on the other hand, already exploding for St. Croix Lutheran. Washington pulls up. Here's a chance for the Blue Jackets to make a run. Jurdy. Almost had Avery, and the ball pinballs off of Washington. It will stay with the Blue Jackets. Aumer, touch shot.
Ooh.
Ellie Davis with the rebound and the putback, and Jody Ladall, the head coach for Cambridge-Isanti, highlighted that aspect of the Blue Jackets team as we have a foul. He noted that, yes, Aumer is the driving force behind this team, but he had a lot of positive things to say about his post players and how they have complimented Aumer this season.
Well, I tell you what, nice play by the freshman Davis there on the other end on that last possession. And now here is another chance for the Blue Jackets. Cut this deficit even more. Ooh.
That was close. They tried to pin Aumer along the timeline, and instead it's going to be a foul on Oakland. That will be the second on the 8th grader, and Haley Orvik will take her spot. (20-15). And among the emerging trends, Alex, Aumer's been limited for Cambridge-Isanti, but for St. Croix Lutheran, Hauge has 16 points. The rest of the team has just 4. Aumer through traffic. Washington speeds her way. Shovel pass to Hauge. Another 3. Not that time. Now let's see what kind of coverage they put on Aumer. Last time she had the ball, she was doubled on the way to the rim. This time she works her way through traffic.
Well, I tell you what, that time she didn't draw the attention that she did on the previous possession. And because of that, it's now a single possession game.
Well, she saw a lane in that instance and went for it. Didn't give the defense time to converge on her position. And it's a 1-possession game. Bounce pass to Orvik. Haley will shoot 2.
I tell you what, who else is catching my eye here this afternoon, Mike? Ella Avery, the junior point guard here for the St. Croix Lutheran team. Very smart player. I like how she moves the ball, works the offense, guides the offense, found the open player there.
Orvik not a strong free throw shooter, but she did pick up her first double-double of the season in the first meeting with St. Croix Prep. Jurdy for three. That goes over the backboard. Dead ball rebound to the Crusaders. And Alex, you'll probably see this more often the rest of this season and certainly next year. More shot clocks as schools get ready for that transition.
Yep. It's going to be really interesting. See, now, I tell you what a great assist by Ella Avery.
She found a cutting Haley Orvik for the score. Aumer draws the double again. And she draws the foul. That is the last to give for St. Croix Lutheran. But I'll tell you this much, Alex. Cambridge-Isanti, they are getting tested early and often. Every time Aumer touches the ball on those sets, she's doubled almost right away.
Yep.
They are not going to make it easy.
She does draw the attention, does she not?
Well, she scores 23.7, so probably bullet point A on the scouting report. Bounce pass into traffic, picked up by the Crusaders. Penn. Back to Avery. And St. Croix Lutheran will call a timeout. And while we have a moment, on the Cambridge-Isanti side, a lot of attention going to Aumer, but I also want to give props to the Wiltrouts, especially Evelyn. She has type 1 diabetes, but the two are heavily engaged in athletics and other activities, and the Wiltrouts family, they do a lot of advocacy work. They've gone to the state capitol multiple times to offer testimony for health awareness. They've collaborated with Senator Amy Klobuchar, and I have to give them props. It's not easy to share that part about yourself, make yourself vulnerable like that, but Evelyn doesn't shy away from that identity, wants to be an advocate, and I have a feeling wherever she ends up in athletics and beyond, it's going to pave a path for her to establish a wonderful career.
Yep, I agree wholeheartedly with that assessment, Mike.
Back to action. Maybe one too many extra passes on the part of St. Croix Lutheran.
That's what I was going to just say. Took the words right out of my mouth there. I'm not sure why she did that, but in any event,
it did give us a chance to reference Meatloaf.
Yeah, maybe.
Offensive foul on Cambridge-Isanti. And to finish up with the Wiltrouts, I'm not an expert when it comes to type 1 diabetes, but there is a lot of management involved. You have to be diligent with your calorie intake, your sugar intake. You have to monitor everything, what you eat, what you drink. So there is a lot of work involved to make sure you stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Here's Washington. Used up the dribble, finds Penn. Through the hole. Gets the bounce.
Tough finish by Maya Penn.
Tough with a capital T. And that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Stop me while I'm ahead, please. Free throws coming for Cambridge-Isanti after a foul on the Crusaders. And Mikayla Aumer goes back to the line. Knocks down the front end. What she enjoys most about playing high school hoops, the knowledge and experience, and the real-time opportunities to put her leadership skills to practice, and she's had to do that this year, running point guard compared to last season. And Aumer, she is 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And that's helping Cambridge-Isanti hang with one of the top teams in Class 2A. Washington. The laser skip, but Cambridge-Isanti was ready. Ayana Knight. Aumer has it. Penn on top of her. Knight again. Knight has plenty of track credentials.
Look at this.
Ella Avery rips the ball out, and Knight just bumps her.
I'll tell you what, Laura Hauge may get a lot of the accolades, and deservedly so, but I tell you what, I think this Ella Avery, she deserves some recognition as well.
Avery just averaging 4.8 a game, but exhibiting considerable influence. Hauge again!
Tell you what, when she camps out there in that left corner.
Hauge loves those corner threes. Aumer pulls up. Good move, just didn't go in. The rebound going to Vavra. A fortuitous bounce in her direction, but she makes the most of it. The Crusaders score in transition on the other end. That is the first bucket for Callie Oakland. Long skip, entry pass. Oakland swipes it away.
Nice steal by Oakland.
Washington wants the three. Off the back iron, and Vavra decides to let that one go.
The theme in this first half seems to be St. Croix Lutheran spreading out the lead and Cambridge-Isanti trying to narrow the gap each time. Let's see if they can do that here in this last 2:37.
Knight, three ball, short. Rebound tipped to Aumer. Going inside, lays it in.
What a move by Aumer, sneaking and slithering in there with that tough layup.
30-23, Aumer up to 11. She's had to work for those 11 points, but she is doing wonders from the free throw line. She's hit with a foul there. Hauge, on the other hand, 5 triples.
Project foul number 1, Mikayla Aumer, her first, team's 5th.
Now, not every team posts the three-point numbers to the hub, but Hauge upping her total splendidly in this one. Hauge had just 9 points in the last game for the Crusaders. Here's Oakland off the feed from Washington. And Callie Oakland scoring a couple of times down low.
Tell you what, she's making her presence felt here late in this first half.
Well, Oakland averaging 6.8. No slouch on offense. Knight to Aumer, 3-ball, corner pocket.
But she needed a 3 there for Cambridge-Isanti, and Aumer came through.
Aumer with 56 three-pointers entering this game, so she is just as capable from the perimeter. (32-26).
Ooh.
Nice move by Avery, but she couldn't finish. The Blue Jackets would love a score in this possession. Knight holds considerable track credentials, lost the ball. Washington, can she finish? She will, and the foul.
Wow.
Washington, 3 games with 20 points this season, scored 30 in the win over New Ulm.
22, Evelyn and Wiltrout, her first, team 6.
And she is one of several Crusaders on this team who are big Noodles fans.
It's just, you know, this St. Croix Lutheran team that just has so many weapons they can throw at you.
Well, the arrival of the Washington sisters bolstered their versatility. Aumer doubled again. Knight goes in. The Crusaders with time, plenty of it. They could hope for the final shot if they wish. Do they set up for Hauge or do they run a decoy? Ball is loose, picked up by the Blue Jackets. They've got time, 5 seconds. Aumer goes in, blocked by Oakland. An emphatic end to the first half. Callie Oakland with a couple of blocks. Laura Hauge with 19, Aumer with 14. Alex, we're getting quite the show as the Crusaders lead 35-26 at halftime.
No question about it, Mike. I tell you what, Laura Hauge, I mean, she's such an incredible threat from downtown, and she's showed that here this afternoon thus far. It's been kind of an up and down roller coaster for the Cambridge-Isanti side, now down double digits. They've got their work cut out for them when the second half begins.
A roller coaster game, but a fun ride it is. Alex and I will be back for the second half in a moment. This is high school girls basketball. St. Croix Lutheran leads Cambridge-Isanti 35-26.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. That put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Mike Peden and Mr. Mayak Alex Nagel back with you at St. Croix Lutheran Academy in West St. Paul, where the Crusaders lead the Cambridge-Isanti Blue Jackets 35-26. Laura Hauge leading the way with 19 points. The rest of the team has 16. For Cambridge-Isanti, Mikayla Aumer has 14 points. Started to find some rhythm late in the first half, but she's had to work really hard to get those points. Alex, I'll be curious to see how St. Croix Lutheran's offense is spread out in the second half because Hauge getting the bulk of the scoring, it took a little while for everyone else to chip in.
You know, I guess here's my thing. You just pointed out Hauge with those 19 first half points alone. I mean, she's just been amazing so far. I want to see a little more efficiency on the offensive end, particularly the half-court offense for Cambridge-Isanti. As you pointed out, Mikayla Aumer has had to shoulder the bulk of the workload so far, and she's going to need some help here in the second half.
Here's Washington. She had a couple of buckets and a three-point play. And there's the speedy Ayanna Knight. Runs the 200 and 400. Aumer launches the three. Too strong. Callie Oakland couldn't hang on to it. You don't see that often. Not often you see a rebound slip away like that. But a break for Cambridge-Isanti.
It's almost like that near interception that Matthew Stafford threw late in that game with San Francisco this last Sunday.
I don't know how many more gray hairs you got in this playoff run. Hang on, we've got a three. But especially with the Buccaneers, the Rams did everything they could to give away that game.
Yeah.
But they held on. Rams-Bengals, that's going to be a matchup.
Troy Favre with a tough rebound there.
Aumer takes the handoff. Looking to get open. Penn open, and she lays it in. Aumer. Spin move. Callie Oakland, that is the third time, I believe, she's gotten the block against Aumer. And she'll finish on the other end.
Yep. Yeah, and head coach Jody Liddell wants a timeout, and rightly so. I tell you, those first two possessions for Cambridge-Isanti, they were just standing around out there, and that's got to change. They've got to move on offense.
Callie Oakland, a three-sport athlete, volleyball, basketball, and softball. Her favorite movie, The Sandlot. And I'm trying to wrap my head around that because The Sandlot was released almost 30 years ago, long before she was born.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, Alex and I are old. 39-26, the Crusaders with back-to-back buckets to start the second half. Callie Oakland, 6.8 points per game. And defensively, close to 5 rebounds. We said leading the team in blocks. By my count, she's added 3 more. You look at this group of youngsters that St. Croix Lutheran has, just 2 seniors, one of them not playing today, Abby Rosin. They're going to have a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom coming back. This Crusaders team could give Minnehaha a run in Section 428 this season and next.
Oh, absolutely. Meanwhile, somebody on this Cambridge-Isanti team has got to step up and give some real help to Mikayla Aumer. She's shouldering the load right now, and she needs help.
Maya Penn has other ideas, gets the steal on Knight, but she can't finish the layup, takes a tumble. Not a lot of space, so you have to be mindful of that wall, especially that door on the other end. Jump ball, Cambridge-Isanti with the arrow. That's something you have to contend with, Alex, with games here, especially on the other end of the gym. Those emergency exit doors. We saw a Cambridge-Isanti player barrel into them earlier. Knight launches the 3. Hauge brings up the rock. Is she going to fire away? You bet she will.
Oh.
Bullseye.
I tell you what, she can just break your back with those three-point shooting.
6 3-pointers.
Goodness.
And Aumer to the line for 2 more. Aumer has done well from the free throw line. Going to North Dakota. A terrific score in her own right. And a respected member of the senior class. She is on the short list of Miss Basketball nominees for 2021. Maya Nagel would be my favorite with the McDonald's All-American nomination, but
Yeah.
this is a talented, loaded senior class. Aumer making both free throws for the Blue Jackets. Here comes Avery to Oakland for 2. Oakland's favorite song, Into the Unknown. And all of them help out with the Night to Shine events that St. Croix Lutheran hosts here. And in the gym, I was checking out some of the flyers for the senior athletes in basketball and wrestling. You get a lot of participation across all activities. Sports, extracurricular.
Yep.
This is a highly active student body at St. Croix Lutheran. Cambridge-Isanti looking to get active from 3-point range. Maraya Wiltrout gets on the board. That is just her second three-pointer this season. Penn lost the dribble. Cambridge-Isanti with the steal.
See, this might be the start of a little push by the Blue Jackets.
Aumer certainly hoping it is. Bullseye.
Just like that, a 10-point game.
Timeout. St. Croix Lutheran, they're not fooling around. We've been talking a lot about Aumer, but as we've stated before, there are other players on this Cambridge-Isanti team. Let's highlight them. Ayana Knight. Everyone at school and on the team calls her Yana for short.
Sounds appropriate.
Croix Vavra, outside of basketball, participates in softball, band, and choir, and she also loves strawberry concrete mixers. I presume she's referring to Culver's.
Ah, I've never had one of those, but that sounds kind of good.
Strawberry Oreo, it is a heavenly combination.
I'll take your word for it.
You may not think it is. You may not think fruit and cookies go together, but you put some strawberry and Oreo, ooh, I could go for that. And Evelyn Wiltrout likes to touch her tongue. Well, she can touch her tongue to her nose.
Ah.
And the Wiltrout twins also play softball and are members of the Link Crew and student government. I like to include those nuggets because I say this frequently, Alex. All of these athletes here, they're more than the records, they're more than the rankings.
Exactly.
We've got future leaders here.
Well, let's see how the St. Croix Lutheran team responds now to this little push by Cambridge-Isanti.
They've closed the gap to 10. Avery for three. Yes!
I tell you what a clutch basket, clutch three by Avery there.
This St. Croix Lutheran team not afraid to shoot the three ball. Washington and Penn have a few triples to their credit. Entry feed to Vavra. The kick out, Wiltrout. Off the back iron. Washington, speed on speed, and Knight hit with her second foul. An inter-class battle. A game that, as far as QRF is concerned, would be more helpful for St. Croix Lutheran, and a timeout is called by David Mielke. 4-2A is seeded by QRF, but when you look at the standings coming into today, it's effectively a two-horse race. Minneapolis-Roosevelt has 15 wins, but not the same strength of schedule that the Redhawks and Crusaders do. Cambridge-Isanti, they have a reasonable chance of getting out of Section 7. Centennial, of course, they're on a hot streak, winning 8 of their last 9. I covered their second win over Blaine last night. Andover, they have some state tournament credentials as well.
It's been an unusual year in the Northwest Suburban Conference.
And Cambridge-Isanti has one more big conference game coming up with Becker. A chance to pick up a statement win. They played Becker close in the first meeting. The Bulldogs just had a little more in the tank. Here's Ella Avery.
Well, I tell you what.
Back-to-back threes.
I was singing the praises of Ella Avery here earlier today, and rightfully so, I think.
Aumer saves it. Here's Maraya Wiltrout. Gets the bounce. Contested shot, but it goes in. Avery, that last three gives her 10 on the season. But this has been an identity for St. Croix Lutheran for the last several years. They love the three ball, and if they can knock them down, they can hang with the best of them. Hauge. Foul. And it's on Aumer.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Just her second. 12:22 left in the second half. A win for the Crusaders would extend their streak to 8. But again, all indications suggest a collision course with Minnehaha for that 4-2A title and state tournament berth.
Oh, boy.
Loose ball. Scooped up. Look out. Avery again. Won the scramble for the loose ball. Swing. Now they go back inside. Kick out. Avery feeling it. Bullseye!
I tell you, did you see the ball movement on that set? Goodness.
Lightning quick. Super crisp. And Avery shocks the crowd in jubilation. Aumer steps into the 3. Maraya Wiltrout adds another rebound to her total. Now looking for a target. She'll pull up from 15. Nowhere to go. Dead ball rebound to St. Croix Lutheran. Alex, the three-point shooting prowess of St. Croix Lutheran making a huge difference here. 6 threes for Laura Hauge. Ella Avery with 3 triples. Washington for 3. You bet!
I tell you what, everything going right now for St. Croix Lutheran. With a 20-point deficit, Jody Liddell wants to talk about it.
As we were saying a moment ago, Alex, this St. Croix Lutheran team, they don't shy away from their identity as a perimeter bunch of sharpshooters. If those threes are falling, good things can happen, and they're falling.
They're happening right now for sure.
They are falling big time. 56-36 as St. Croix Lutheran looks to add another win against a 4A school.
But just a short time ago, that deficit was at 10 points, with the door slightly open for Cambridge-Isanti.
Ella Avery, when she's not playing basketball, likes to play the piano in her free time. And Laura Hauge's go-to meal is surf and turf.
What is surf and turf?
Surf and turf, like steak, seafood, if I'm correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
Foul on St. Croix Lutheran. Washington and Avery, also teammates in the spring. Both are members of the golf team. Isla Little, Abby Rosen. We have a lot of golfers. Usually softball or track is the spring sport of choice. Meanwhile, Ellie Davis banks in the short-range shot.
6-foot freshman getting a much-needed score for the Blue Jackets. Now they got to concentrate on getting some stops here.
Washington kicks out. Avery getting a lot of pressure, sees a hole.
What a move by Avery, splitting the double team there at the top and driving the lane. Now a chance to cash in from the charity stripe.
That is a luxury of the three-point success she has had in this game. When you're converting behind the arc, you saw the coverage she was getting. That can open up a space inside. Ella Avery averaging just 4.8 coming into this game. 85% free throw shooter. We'll settle for one there, but that's okay. The Crusaders still up big. And Aumer hasn't found her groove the same way Hauge and the others have for St. Croix Lutheran. Another steal for the Crusaders. Jurdy trying to swipe it back, and she does pick up the rock. She's on the move. Too strong. Evelyn Wiltrout struggling a bit. And another timeout was called.
You know, from following the MIAC women's basketball scene so closely, St. Croix Lutheran has produced some standout players over the years, one of them being Donica Cambridge, who started here and then also started at St. Kate's.
St. Kate's, yeah. And I see the Mack family, of course, here. They're friends with Aumer and Hauge. They wanted to watch a good game, and Minnehaha off today. And I see a scout from St. Thomas here. Of course, St. Thomas, a former member of the MIAC, now in the Summit League. Zoey Washington will play there in a couple of years. Alex, the second half defined by the production outside of Hauge. Hauge has just one three-pointer, but I remember noting one trend to watch would be the offensive production outside of her. Well, look what has happened. Ella Avery,
well, that's just
10
the thing.
off the bench in the second, or not off the bench, 10 in the second half.
And, you know, conversely, Cambridge-Isanti has not had that.
And looking ahead for these two, Cambridge-Isanti has that big game with Becker. Next Saturday, they host Blaine. That game will have significant implications in Section 7. Hauge.
Ran out of real estate.
Well, I know she's got range, but that court is only so wide.
You know, interestingly, I see Laura Hauge wears one different shoe. She wears one on her right foot and a different one on her left foot, and I'm not sure what's up with that.
Probably same shoe, different color scheme.
Ah.
Or what do they call it now? Color splash in the shoe
I
game?
guess for an old guy like me, that's something I'm not familiar with. More power to her.
Washington picks up her third foul, and she appears to be frustrated. And St. Croix Lutheran, it's conceivable that they could finish out the rest of the season unblemished. They are the strongest member of the Skyline, as Aumer feeds Jurdy in the corner for three.
In and out.
Penn wins the scrum. Here's Hauge. Trying to go baseline. Oh, beautiful pass to Haley Orvik.
Hauge draws so much attention.
You know this, Alex. You can draw a lot of attention, but that means someone else is open.
Yep, exactly.
Avery almost gets the steal. Well, she'll get the ball for St. Croix Lutheran.
I'm just so impressed with Avery.
She has won me over in this half.
Oh, she won me over from the start.
Only 8 3-pointers entering this game. Oh, Orvik with a good step. Couldn't finish there. 59-38, the Crusaders up big. Foul. But to finish up on Avery, 38% three-point shooter. So even though she doesn't shoot as much as Hauge or Penn do, she is more than capable of adding a long-distance threat. Speaking of long distance, Aumer has a couple of threes to her credit. That one does not fall. Hauge drawing a lot of coverage again. You might have heard how the St. Croix Lutheran fans felt about that. Aumer trying to hook up with Knight, and it looked like there was some miscommunication on the route because Knight wasn't where Aumer wanted her to be. Isla Little. Here's Penn. Hauge working around the screen.
I tell you, just watching her work is fun, isn't it?
Trying to do a dance around Aumer. Mikayla wasn't having any of it. Got the deflection. Evelyn Wiltrout will get credit for the steal. Once again, Aumer getting a lot of coverage. Maraya Wiltrout had nowhere to go. Hauge, she's got some space now. No three-pointer that time. 7:05 to go. St. Croix Lutheran with the arrow. Here comes Ella Avery. And we'll have a timeout here with 6:59 remaining. And Cambridge-Isanti will have one left. Alex, between these two, St. Croix Lutheran has a little more poise on their side. Cambridge-Isanti, they've struggled a bit on sets here in the second half. In those last couple of possessions, you saw some sloppy passing in there.
No, you know, like I said, it's just fun watching the St. Croix Lutheran team. They're not just, you know, an up-tempo, pushing up the court time type of team. You know, they can do some good things in the half-court offense sets, too. I mean, we saw how well they move the ball around. It really opens up opportunities for a lot of different players.
There's plenty of talent. The big question is, will it be enough to take on Minnehaha Academy? The two schools did not play each other this year in the regular season schedule and have no plans to.
Yeah.
High-low, Haley Orvik converts the entry feed, and we'll have a chance at three.
Haley Orvik, the junior reserve.
Volleyball and basketball athlete, a member of the National Honor Society. Her favorite pregame meal is Chick-fil-A.
Ah.
Can't complete the three-point play, but I don't think St. Croix Lutheran minds too much. They've flourished, especially from three-point range. Jurdy sinks the three. Her first field goal to make it 61-41. Well, this much I know, Alex. Town Square TV, they cover St. Croix Lutheran and several of the Dakota County schools. If we do get that showdown between Minnehaha and St. Croix Lutheran,
yeah,
that's going to be
that'll be
fun
a fun
one to cover.
watch.
Here's Zoey Washington. Can't get the bounce there. Avery again. Not the tallest player out there, but
I tell you
she
what,
has plenty of spunk and plenty
she sure makes up with
of
hustle.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Aumer to Jurdy. Three ball. Not that time. And tipping the rebound was Emily Cox. Here's Evelyn Wiltrout, who goes in. Another miss down low. Shots just aren't falling for the Blue Jackets. Traveling call on St. Croix Lutheran. And Alex, I know you cover more Northwest Suburban teams than others in the season, but St. Croix Lutheran, representative of how Class 2A has unfolded this year.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that in a second. Cambridge-Isanti wins the scrum. Wiltrout can't get the jumper to fall. At the start of the year, Minnehaha and Providence Academy were the favorites to win the 2A title. The Breakdown Riders had an even split. Such a showdown is still possible, but over the course of the season, Holy Family Catholic and 5-2A made a splash with that win over Minnetonka. Now they're in the conversation. St. Croix Lutheran,
I tell you what, they definitely deserve to be in the conversation.
they're in 4-2A. They don't have the same strength of schedule as Minnehaha does, so we'll have to see how that comes into play. But they have enough pieces in place, especially with their array of sharpshooters, where
I tell you what, a pass by Avery there.
right, if they go on enough of a run, as Aumer was disrupted on her drive, Maraya Wiltrout launches the three and is short.
Been that kind of an afternoon for for Cambridge-Isanti.
So to continue my point, St. Croix Lutheran's strength of schedule not as strong as Minnehaha, although they did beat Mountain Iron Buell, one of the perennials in Class A, and then lost to Goodhue and De La Salle. De La Salle, an emerging presence in 3A. Goodhue, talented whether they're in A or 2A. But they have enough where they could give Minnehaha a real challenge if they were to meet. Hauge picks up the dime. Penn scores the layup.
Pretty to watch, isn't it?
St. Croix Lutheran doing more than enough. Mikayla Aumer, she's not going to quit, though, as she drops another triple.
You'll get 100% effort from her from tip-off to the final buzzer.
22 points for Aumer. Hauge and St. Croix Lutheran feeding Avery. Oakland with the rebound, and she's fouled. No, that's a foul on the Crusaders.
Perhaps they'll only fly in the ointment this afternoon for St. Croix Lutheran.
The fourth foul in Oakland, but inconsequential at this stage. Cambridge-Isanti, that game with Blaine next Saturday could say a lot as Mikayla Aumer tries to hit the step-back three. That game with Blaine will say a lot about their prospects. Blaine had that hot start winning the first 9.
Yeah.
And they've struggled since then. Centennial had the sluggish start. They've won 8 out of 9. At the start of the season, everyone thought Centennial got a big break going into that section and it would be an easy ride to the state tournament. That could still happen, but the Cougars have had to work for it.
Yep.
And Cambridge-Isanti, if Mikayla Aumer finds her rhythm, they may have something to say. Off the inbound, Hauge to Orvik. Hauge with just 3 second-half points, but everyone else stepping up. Jurdy, deep three. Hauge catches the ball in stride.
No call there.
Couldn't deke around Evelyn Wiltrout. Maraya unable to post up.
And again, it's just been that kind of an afternoon for Cambridge-Isanti.
A few more shots go in, and maybe this is a closer score, but you run into that sometimes. And to finish up on St. Croix Lutheran, it's still conceivable that Minnehaha and Providence could face each other in the 2A championship, but Penn was fouled. Okay, that's a good sign. She's all right. But the emergence of St. Croix Lutheran and Holy Family Catholic as potential spoilers, that makes the field a little more interesting. Aumer with her 4th foul. Via Penn. Her favorite movie is Moana, a soccer and basketball athlete. Her favorite song, It Will Rain. And St. Croix Lutheran Academy raining threes in this one, and it will be more than enough to secure the win. Their 8th straight. They're not done, though. They want another 3. Avery with the steal. Goodbye. A microcosm of her second half brilliance.
I tell you what, we know what Laura Hauge can do from three-point land.
Like you were saying, though, you were impressed by her resolve in the first half, and she was rewarded in the second half with 3 triples, the steal and the run-up, and with that, she has a new season high.
I was just going to say, woe to the opponent who does not take Ella Avery into consideration as an offensive threat on the St. Croix team.
Emily Cox at the line as we're in stat padding time. Penn will head to the bench. Alex, we got a fine showcase from St. Croix Lutheran today.
You sure did.
We know they can shoot threes, but I agree with you on Ella Avery as Maraya Wiltrout connects on the baseline jumper. Ella Avery, a potential spark plug that could further bolster this team's prospects. Hauge wants 3 more. She'll get it.
Yes. Well, I'm just so impressed with how she gets her teammates involved as well.
7 3-pointers for Laura Hauge. Everyone was cheering for Isla Little. Couldn't finish there. Maraya Wiltrout will add 2 more. That gets her up to 9. Can't fault Little for trying, though. Little coming off the bench. You know how this goes, Alex.
Yep.
When the game is in hand, you want to cheer for the bench players, the ones that may not get all the highlights. Whoops.
Little got
Little in the face.
Poked in the face here. Hope she's okay. You know, I don't know if there's such a thing as style points on the high school side, but if there is, St. Croix Lutheran sure garnered some today.
Isla Little will go to the line well enough to shoot. Volleyball, basketball, and golf are her 3 sports, also involved in the National Honor Society. Jersey Mike's is her pregame meal of choice. The second stick away in what will be the 8th straight win, and Mikayla Aumer with a flare on the turnaround. So she'll finish with 24. But the day belongs to St. Croix Lutheran. 25 points, 7 3-pointers for Laura Hauge. A new season high for Ella Avery. She racks up a dozen. And it's 71-50. St. Croix Lutheran defeats Cambridge-Isanti to go to 17-2 on the season.
Well, I tell you what, this St. Croix Lutheran team has certainly made a believer out of me this afternoon.
Will they have enough to take on Minnehaha in sections? We'll have to find out. A long way between now and March, but a tremendous performance. We'll try to get a word with Hauge and Avery before we call it a day. This is high school girls basketball. St. Croix Lutheran defeats Cambridge-Isanti 71-50. Joining me are Ella Avery and Laura Hauge. Ella, we'll start with you because you posted a season-high 12 points. You were doing a lot of the little things in the first half. In the second half, you showed off your three-point prowess. We're used to seeing Laura knock down triples. You hit three. What gave you the confidence to fire away in the second half?
My team, actually. Laura is constantly always telling me to shoot, and I never really end up shooting in games. But, she's always been on me, and she always tells me to shoot along with the rest of the team. So, I pulled a couple, and I made them. So, yeah.
What do you think it says about the depth of this team? Because when St. Croix Lutheran knocks down threes, good things can happen. You have a lot of three-point sharpshooters, and you sent a reminder that you're part of that list.
It shows so much depth in our team. We have people as young as 8th grade starting in the games, and then we have people up to seniors that are also playing. And it's really great because, I finally pulled up some shots, and then Laura's driving and kicking to Haley down low and making, and then she's making assists and she's making shots, and just it's great. It's super fun. So.
How much fun was it to put up a performance like this against a team with one of the top scorers in the state?
Oh, it was a blast. You should have just heard our team room right there and then. But no, it was great. We've been practicing all week, and we came to play, and yeah, it was great.
Well, Laura Hauge certainly came to play. 7 3-pointers, one off your season high, but I suppose you have to save a little in the tank for later in the season. You don't want to have your best game yet, but you were feeling it early. You were feeling it often. You cooled off a bit in the second half, but that's because everyone else stepped up. When you get going the way you did today, what does that do for your confidence?
Oh, it boosted 100% because last game I could not make a shot to save my life, but then I was just had to get myself going, and it happened today when I needed to against a better team.
I've asked this of perimeter shooters, and I want to get your perspective on it. What do you think goes into being a successful three-point shooter?
Just repetition, shooting over and over. And this year I've worked on making my shot a lot faster so I can get off more shots because I get closely guarded every game. So I used to just be able to just stand there and I need space, but now I don't need much space. So just repetition, keep shooting.
It's interesting you talk about being guarded closely most of the game because, especially in the first half, your ability to get open, whether in transition or on sets, that made a huge difference. So knowing that you get a lot of coverage, that you're probably bullet point A on opposing team scouting reports, how have you worked on your game to make sure you can find ways to get open?
I've just worked on my quickness and speed a lot, and I just have to be in shape because I got to be able to move a lot without the ball and then still be able to hit my shots.
You've won 8 straight. You're 17-2. You're in 2A this year, but you're coming off a state tournament appearance in 3A. I think we're getting photobombed back there. Her mentor, okay. Well, shout out to her mentor for dropping a vocal photobomb on us. As I was going to say, though, whether you're in 2A, 3A, St. Croix Lutheran, they're not going to back down from anyone. But going into this year, how do you think last year's state tournament appearance will carry over as you try to make your way back? And I don't know if you'll get many ha-ha or not, but whoever comes your way, I think you'd like to send a reminder to the folks that just because we drop down a class doesn't mean we can't play hard.
Mm-hmm. No, I think we're coming out strong this year. We practice very hard. We've been practicing all year for either Minnehaha or any other team, for that matter of fact. And I think last year, losing to a pretty tough team is just giving us that spark to come out and then come back this year and come back stronger.
Yeah, I think we just have a really good chemistry. Me and Ella, we've always had good chemistry, been playing together since 7th and 8th grade. And even though we lost those 3 seniors with Zoey coming in and Amaya Penn, the 8th grader, right away we all just got a really good chemistry, and we got it good, yeah.
It certainly shows. And on that subject, one interesting element with this chemistry, when I got the notes and was doing my research, I don't think I've ever come across a team that has all 4 Toy Story movies listed as their favorite. 4 of you have each one. So I'm wondering, do the 4 of you ever go into a rivalry of sorts over which one is the best? Because I would vouch for them all, but I've never seen that.
No, we're pretty civil, with them. We like to just watch them all in a row sometimes. Yeah. We're just big, huge Toy Story fans, so we all like them all, but we figured might as well spread them out between the 4 of us on the questionnaire. Yep.
Yeah, and also when we have late practice, we watch it in there all the time too, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, we all love those movies, and Yeah, tells a lot about us.
Well, thanks for clarifying that. I was wondering, like, what's going on here? I mean, all 4 of them, wonderful entries, so I can't pick one.
We're our own little posse.
Although I was saying it beforehand, Laura, you would relate to this. I've never cried from laughing so hard in the 4th one with the plush rush scene. That one still gets me. Before we go, you want to say hi to anybody?
I want to say hi to my grandparents. They watch every single game. And I always get texts after the game from my grandma saying, like, this game I didn't have to yell, help Ella, or anything like that. So I'm going to shout out my grandparents.
I see my grandparents, too. They're watching every game. I get a text from my grandma before every game wishing me good luck. And all my big fans down there. My mentor.
Well, hello, grandparents, hello, mentors, and anyone else watching this game. Thanks for tuning in. Congrats on the win, and I'm glad there is no animosity over which Toy Story film is the best. Otherwise, it would get really awkward. Oh, yeah. I did see Moana in there. I'm like, someone is going to be an iconoclast and drop another Pixar film in there, like Wall-E or something. But, but that one's pretty good, too. Oh, yeah. Well, we can discuss that the next time we cross paths. Again, congrats on the win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ella Avery and Laura Hauge, that wraps it up here from St. Croix Lutheran Academy in West St. Paul. For Alex Nagel and the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thanks for watching.